Hello, and welcome to the ProjectWise Administrator Advanced Accreditation course on Advanced Workflows. In this group of lessons, we are learning how to prepare a data source to support an advanced workflow. In this lesson, we will learn how to create and configure a rules engine user in a ProjectWise data source. Before we dig into the workflow and environment, we may need to create at least one ProjectWise user to interact with the rules engine. So what is a rules engine user, and why do we need at least one? Traditionally, the workflow rules engine has utilized a pair of user accounts to perform elevated actions and rolling back failed operations. The user that can perform elevated actions is called the super user, and the user that can roll back operations is known as the rollback user. For simplicity, it has been common practice to use the same user account for both elevated actions and the rollback operations. Thus, the rule engine user can be created to serve both functions. As mentioned before, we may or may not need to create a rules engine user for elevated actions and rollback operations. The reason has to do with where the rules engine is processed. The workflow rules engine has historically been processed by the ProjectWise Explorer client on the user's machine. The updated workflow rules engine now be processed by either the ProjectWise Explorer client or the ProjectWise Design Integration Server. The two modes are known as client-side processing and server-side processing, respectively. The client-side processing requires the special rules engine users and is typically used for testing and troubleshooting. The client-side configuration only works in ProjectWise Explorer. The server-side processing mode does not use the super user or rollback user. The server-side processing mode requires that both the server and clients run the Connect Edition update 3.2 version or later. The server-side processing mode works in both ProjectWise Explorer and ProjectWise 365 projects. Therefore, it does make sense to create a rules engine user and configure the rules engine to run in client-side processing mode for testing. For production, the rules engine can be configured to run in server-side processing mode. The system can easily be switched back to client-side mode for troubleshooting. In this exercise, you will define a new user in ProjectWise Administrator that will be used for the rules engine. In ProjectWise Administrator, create a new logical user that will be used to run the rules engine. Be sure to disable Use Access Control on the Settings tab. When completed, click OK. In the console tree, right-click Rules Engine and select Properties. Enter the username and password you created. Click on Apply, then OK. Congratulations! You now know why we need a rules engine user and how to configure one. We are now ready to review a workflow that will interact with the rules engine.
If you found this video helpful, please give it a like. If you want to see more such series, consider subscribing to our channel. Thank you, and see you next time.